I got into art when I was about 15, 16 at school, and someone gave me a couple of books. One was on the National Gallery and the other one was on Michelangelo. At that time I wasn't that into painting or art, but I was very sporty and into horses and had intended to make a career out of horses and do that. But when I started reading about Michelangelo and his life, I became quite obsessional about Michelangelo and studying everything about him. And I had gone to a careers officer at school and said I wanted to go to art college, and they said at that point, because I had no grades or hires, I would probably have to go for a job in Woolies.
I've known Greer for about 4, 5 or maybe even 6 years now. We first met during Forth Valley Open Studios, and I've just been an admirer of her work.
I suppose that art's affected my life in meeting people, and the kind of life I've had has taken me all over the place. It's made me travel, study different artists, basically meet people that I probably would never had a chance to meet. Studying at Glasgow, we met loads of different people. It was in the 80s, it was a very vibrant time. So there was artists like Pete House and Stephen Campbell. It was a very, very buzzy art school to be in. So at that point, there was loads of actors, people like Robbie Coltrane, John Byrne. We were all part of a big group of friends. So that's then impacted my life in that socially, you know, it's taken me all over the place and into walks of life that I would probably never, ever have got into.
We wanted to show Greer's work because I've admired it for years. I've known her for a long time. The gallery's been open now for over a year and we haven't shown anyone in the area, and we thought Greer would be a great person to invite.
The exhibition that I've done is all about what's underneath the body, both emotionally and physically, the sort of skeletal thing. I go to anatomy lessons. I've got a friend who's an anatomist, so I study the anatomy of the body. So it's all about not just the physical structure, but also the mental and emotional things that happen beneath surfaces with people. That I find fascinating. I find people fascinating. So I've always painted people. I diverse from that quite a bit because I'm very into animals and horses, and I'm quite passionate about that as well. So I also paint horses, but I then include like the painting behind me, the dogs and animals with the figure. So the whole thing is interacted. It's all about life, basically. It's all about sort of human interaction.
Well, I love Greer's artwork. It is very diverse. She can turn her hand to anything, really. Her figurative work is a favourite of hers. She doesn't really get the opportunity to show it very often. She kind of mainly paints horses, or not mainly, but she's well known for her horses as well as her dogs.
I think it's quite important to give something back, and I enjoy that immensely. Working with other people, seeing what they create, seeing what they do is very important. Also, painting's a very, very lonely thing. I mean, I can spend all day, I can work all night during the night and never see anyone. So I'm not having any interaction from day to day with people. So apart from obviously the social stuff, you go out and meet your friends and things like that, it's different from a normal job, and that you tend to be working very, very long hours with no interaction with people. So running a couple of classes a week's great. I've lectured for 20 odd years, but I stopped that to concentrate on the painting, and I think it'd be so easy if I painted full time to just go into a very hermit type world and become too introverted. So I think having the classes, they're great fun. They're great fun helping people, giving them tips and techniques on what to do. They're never going to paint like you do. You paint who you do, and that's it. But they get a lot out of it technically, and they're good fun. They're good fun people to basically come out and see. Oh, if I hadn't become an artist, that's a tricky one. I would probably have ridden horses for a living. I love animals. I love horses. Again, there are loads of friends who do that professionally. It's a very, very tough life. Either ridden horses or driven lorries. I've always wanted to have my HGV, which I've never ever done. Love driving. So yeah, I'd love to drive something like a great big lorry or an Arctic. I think that'd be quite cool, just to drive up and down the country all day long. Because sometimes if I have to shift loads of work, I have to go and hire transits and Lutons and all sorts of things, and I love it. I actually think I could do this. I could just drive around all day with my whippet, bottle of whatever with me, and just, you know, that would be fun. So yeah, something like that would be cool, that is non-intellectual, non-thought process. All you have to do is just go and have fun and do it. But other than that, it would have been horses. I'd have probably been a professional rider.